Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Hedera and Hbar. So with that being said, let's just dive on in and let me ask you all a question. How are we feeling? Bullish or bearish? Comment down below how you guys are doing, if you guys have been pretty neutral or so, or whether or not you are bullish or bearish. Definitely hit that like button, but I would love to hear from you all on how you are feeling in this current market. As we look at a lot of these altcoins, specifically even Hbar, we know most of them are down in the dumps. And I think that this is probably the best time to be looking at crypto yet again, as we have been saying this entire year. Simply because, for the most part, most of the time this year, a lot of these altcoins have been sitting at incredible areas of opportunity. And I've always said Hbar under 5 cents to me just makes sense to buy, because it is extremely undervalued when we go and look at all of the developments, all of the updates that are happening around Hedera, which we will be going over in this video, obviously. But for the most part, when we really kind of look at the all-time chart on a lot of these coins, we could see how undervalued they actually are. Here's the log scale, for example. On the log scale, you could also see it. And even on the regular chart, you could also see it. I mean, it's pretty clear that a lot of these altcoins are extremely oversold. They're overlooked right now. They're undervalued, and interest around crypto just really isn't here just yet. So we need to be patient. We need to be, very, very vigilant as well. We have to make sure that we are not, FOMOing in on any major move to the upside, and we need to make sure that we are aware of where these support levels are. That way we could actually start to buy at very intelligent levels, because I think that far too many people will scream out DCA, DCA, DCA on every single major price swing to the downside. But, this whole level here, you could have been buying and you're astronomically underwater right now. So as we really kind of look at Hedera, when we look at a lot of these areas of opportunity, I'm mainly centered out on roughly the 4.5 cent area. I mean, anything under 5 cents to me screams buy, simply because of where we are at right now on the price chart versus going all the way back to 2020, for example. I'm very interested to see if we will see the 3 cent zone being tested on Hbar, which would be a big area of opportunity in my opinion. But beyond that, let's actually look into a few things. Let's actually talk about a few things as well, because we have seen historical things happening on Hedera in just the recent weeks. So first off, we are at 22 billion transactions today. Going back to September 28th, LGR Lab actually posted this, where they said Hedera's unstoppable journey hits new heights, surpassing over 21 billion transactions on its mainnet. Today, we actually know that we are well over 22 billion. Shout out to Archaea. We were over 22 billion, or at least close to it, I should say. But beyond that, right, there's a lot more happening as well. It's EVM compatible layer 1 blockchain and Hashgraph consensus. It's setting a high speed, low fee standard. Despite market fluctuations, it boasts a $35 million TVL and a thriving ecosystem, including integrations with FedNow and innovations like CO2 tracking by Hyundai and Kia. Hedera keeps rewriting the blockchain story. And listen, beyond the scope of what we see right now, numbers wise and adoption wise, we know that a lot of these tokens and a lot of these projects have recently become dominant forces to be reckoned with in the space. Beyond that, we also know where the spotlighted attention is coming from. The enterprise grade and the institutional grade area of opportunity is mainly centered out on tokenization, as well as the efficiencies that a lot of these networks boast. And they're not looking at efficiencies in the way most people look at them. They're talking about how, some of these networks have already been major disappointments. Ethereum has been spotlighted by JP Morgan, which is one of the largest banks globally, as being a disappointing, network. And, it's because of the inefficiencies around it. We also know that there's a lot of problems brewing around Ethereum, which makes me look at the next generation technology, right? And I do think that Hedera has a very high probability of becoming the next generation technology in the space, or at least one of them. Because there's many of them, right? We talk about XDC, we talk about Hedera, we talked about Caspa recently, we talk about Casper. There's a lot of great projects and initiatives in the space. And we can't just be, set on one of them, right? We also have to diversify. There's a problem with over diversification, but still diversifying just beyond one token is always beneficial. But I do think that long term, Hedera is going to be an absolute winner because of all of the updates that we have been seeing. They have been moving extremely fast. They continue to expand, just like this recent announcement from Hedera themselves. The Hashgraph Association has entered into a partnership with DAR blockchain to nurture projects, facilitate growth, and shape the MENA Web3 technology landscape, accelerating DLT and Hedera network adoption through a broad range of community and enterprise initiatives. They have been expanding globally. Hedera just recently targeted India through Web3 adoption initiatives, and now they are going after the MENA region. The collaboration aims to foster Web3 talent within the region through local meetups, university groups, bespoke training sessions, and hackathons, providing the skills and knowledge to drive widespread adoption of Web3 technologies on a global scale. And this is a number one thing that I've been talking to you guys about for a while. Remember what I talk about when I address these meetings and these events happening around the world, right? A lot of people think that these events are just big nothing events. But these events where they actually bring developers together and they bring the communities together, it's so damn beneficial because it means, one, we're going to start to see development happening within those regions. We're going to start to see collaboration happening within those regions. We are going to start to see Hedera becoming a dominant force within those regions. And it's very exciting to see this happening, right? And it's the number one reason why I say, you need to focus out on these events because it's so damn crucial, especially during a bear market. Beyond this, we also seen this big update as well. In collaboration with T-Mobile, the Hashgraph, and MoFlix Group, MVNO Fligs has announced the integration of a non-custodial wallet into its mobile app, enabling decentralized ID, Web3, and fintech services, including crypto payments, powered by Hedera for its customers. With this integration, the MVNO, Mobile Virtual Network Operator, positions itself at the forefront of the intersection of telecoms and DLT, accelerating the mass adoption of Web3 by offering a secure and seamless gateway to Web3 services in partnership with the US's leading 5G network. This is such a crucial update to note as well, because it's the number one reason why I talk about specific projects. You guys probably remember Telcoin. Telcoin has become a big piece of my portfolio in recent times, which I've been very vocal about during, recent months in the Patreon group and also even in the Discord group, because guess what? Telcoin, just like this announcement, is trying to onboard massive amounts of the retail sector through mobile apps. Mobile apps are such a great way to tap in to millions and possibly even, billions of people eventually through mass adoption. And it's so incredible to see this, right? Like, this is obviously going to be initially probably targeting, tens of millions of people. But at some point in time, I think that these types of apps and these types of initiatives could very well be the gateway to billions of users, right? I'm very excited to see these initiatives happening. The GC seems to be coordinating with Hedera right now to really kind of promote a lot of the projects that they have been building out on Hedera for a while. And this is very, very exciting. Also, by the way, beyond this, we recently seen this big update as well. The Flutterwave VP of Strategic Growth takes to the main stage at the Africa Money and DeFi Summit in Ghana to present enhancing merchant settlement through Flutterwave on Hedera. Flutterwave, a participant in the Hashgraph Association's Hashgraph Enterprise Program, facilitates cross-border payments throughout Africa via a single API operating across 34 countries and was most recently valued at $3 billion following a Series D funding round, making it the highest valued African startup in the world. This is huge because now they are integrating USDC through a partnership with Hedera, and we even seen Carmel Cadet from MTech saying the Flutterwave working on integrating stablecoins and local currency CBDCs and building on Hedera. I think this is so smart. We're witnessing history being made in Africa right now. Wow. And here you guys have it. Built on Hedera, we are facilitating the collection and payout of funds via USDC wallets supported by Hedera. And on the next slide here, you guys have the Bank of Ghana powered by MTech. And remember, this is another one of those incredible hackathons that we mentioned quite a bit. And we need to see unlock the future of digital finance with a digital CD. And remember, right? Look at the partners. Do you see a specific name that we have been speculating on since 2021? Microsoft. Microsoft. I strongly believe that at some point in time, we will see a Microsoft GC announcement. I think that this is going to be a big one, and it makes sense because Microsoft was collaborating with Hedera and MTech on the digital dollar project, right? Project New Dawn. That was a big one. That's when we, really kind of started to speculate on Microsoft, which was around May of 2021. Since then, we have kind of connected some dots. There's been a lot of other major connections as well. And this is why I say you need to focus heavily on a lot of those connections, because I do think that they will lead us down the path to a conclusion. The conclusion, in my opinion, is, listen, Microsoft has been collaborating with Hedera on many initiatives. There is zero doubt in my mind that I do believe that at some point in time, Microsoft will be announced as a GC. And I'm just waiting for it, honestly. But I want you guys to realize that we really are seeing history being made here. Besides the point of, major transactional demand on Hedera and all of the major updates that we have seen, one thing is so damn crucial to know here is that Hedera has become a massive name in this market, boasting over 300,000 plus followers. They have become a major spotlighted project. I think a lot more eyes are now on Hedera, currently speaking, versus 2021. And I think that going into the next major market, listen, there's still a lot of listing opportunity for Hedera. Going into the next major cycle, I truly think a lot of people are going to regret not scooping up some HBAR under 5 cents. And the reason why is because I do think that this is going to be a blue chip project. And I think that it already kind of has blossomed into that. A lot of people will recognize Hedera simply just because they want to FUD on the idea of the circulating supply. But listen, we are now almost at 67% of the circulating supply fully being out there. And I think that there's one more unlock happening during the winter time frame. I might be wrong on the timeline on that, but it is happening before the end of the year. And that's going to be the last major unlock until around like Q3 of next year. So as we really kind of look at the token unlocks, I'm not too worried about it. And honestly, the faster that they get the circulating supply out there, the more accurate we are on price predictions. I've always said $3 to $6, but we've kind of dropped it down a little bit. I'm still expecting some high valuations. I mean, $1 plus on HBAR is the major target for me. Like, initial targets is just $1. I want to see $1 blossomed in first. Then we can really kind of talk about if we do get to $2 plus. I do think that HBAR is going to be a big winner. And you know what? Even going off the total supply and the max supply, at $2, we're talking about almost $100 billion market cap, which is not easily achievable. But for something like Hedera that has so much substance behind it, so much building, so much noise, I don't really see how Hedera can't be worth $100 billion at the top of the next major cycle. Again, we need to make sure that we are being vigilant. We need to understand the risk involved of holding a lot of these assets beyond, specific targets. And we also have to make sure that we are aware of when they are overbought and when the hype is actually here. We need to make sure that we are selling euphoric moves in this market and making sure that we are taking profits and de-risking. But as we really kind of look at Hedera, I just don't see how this is not a top 10, possibly even 5 project in the next major cycle. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Peace out.